folks. So today we have the B-17G. And yeah. Okay, so there's just no real nice way to put this. It's probably rendered accurately, and if you've ever talked to a veteran who's actually been in action, they will tell you that warfare is long amounts of tedium, boring, hard work, punctuated with brief moments of sheer terror. And that probably encapsulates the experience that you're going to have with the B-17G. And let me explain why. It's got nothing to do with the fact that I think the aircraft is historically inaccurate. In fact, I think it is very accurate. If you wanted a long lifespan, getting into a B-17 during in the European theater, let's put it this way: after 20 missions, you were done. You didn't have to fly anymore. Your tour of combat was over. That being said, your chances of surviving 20 missions was next to nil. In fact, if any of you have seen the Memphis Belle, you will know why that was the case. If you have a 5% loss rate and you fly 20 missions, that's 100% casualties. And sometimes, in various parts of the war, it considerably exceeded that. And there were the occasional survivors, and I do mean survivors. So that's one problem with the aircraft. The other one has to do with Matchmaker not putting this aircraft at its maximum optimal altitude. So you spend time and energy trying to get to the altitude that you should be at. The third issue is the fact that the aircraft is very slow. Now, once it gets over its target, it can be extremely effective, as this run will show you. And we're going to go ahead and drop here, and you'll see what I mean. Now, one of the first upgrades I would recommend you getting is to go ahead and get the second bomb load. Research that first before you do anything else. And you get an idea just how devastating a bomb run with this aircraft can be. That does not change the fact that it is slow. And the bomb reload time is even very fast, but if you have finished with a target and need to get to another target, I cannot tell you that the number of times during this hour of video that I'm desperately trying to get to the target and not having a whole lot of success. All right. Staying up at high altitude is important. All right, there are too many people down at low level that can get to you. You're going to want to be as close to optimal altitude as you can get and go over it if you want to. I wish I could say I wasn't more frustrated with the plane than I am, but I am. It doesn't mean it's a bad aircraft. No, it doesn't fit my playstyle real well, and I spend way too long getting to targets, way too long waiting for bomb reloads, and the reward for flying these aircraft is poor at best. I thought the GAs were bad. These are worse. Okay, you spend inordinate amounts of time being a target, delivering what I consider to be fairly substantial amounts of damage, and you do not get well paid for it in game standards or get much experience for it in game standards. And part of that, and a large part of it, has to do with, in this particular case, having a single bomb load to drop. And having delivered your bombs, You then have to wait for them to come back, and I suggest you do it outside the area. You see here, I'm waiting for the areas themselves to pop with no success. And that brings up another problem, which is you spend a lot of your time over bases. This one has actually popped. I'm waiting for it to pop, which makes you an outstanding target because of the carpet bombing routine that you have to do with these aircraft. For anti-aircraft guns. All right, and I don't mean it's just bad news. All right, so I have, the aircraft really can take care of itself, given adequate warning. But a lot of times your nose is down in the bomber position doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you spend a lot of time doing this instead of doing what you ought to be doing. Now again, he loses interest real quick as he begins to lose health. And the anti-aircraft armament is better at driving them away than outright killing them. Well, that's fine. So you're coming up, you're getting ready to drop your bombs, but this is another problem with it being so slow. Okay, it's just taken. I've accomplished nothing for my time. Gotten chewed up, and it's an ongoing thing because it's so slow and so cumbersome. And by the way, that is historically accurate. But you don't have to deal with GA and other aircraft coming in doing what they're supposed to do. They're doing nothing wrong, but they can take your targets away in the middle of a bombing run. Well, in an all-human crew, then you would communicate with each other and say, I'm getting ready to make a bombing run. Just pick off what's left, and you can do a little cleanup. And so, gee, I'm happy with that. I'm still getting credit for it. But, you're not wasting your bomb load. Here, the robots are going to do what they're going to do, and can make it awfully difficult. All right, so you get an idea. Now, one of my friends on channel, good friend of the channel, it mentions that he finds this very relaxing, and God bless his heart, I guess he does. But I found the experience with the lack of reward to be irritating. Okay. Now, when you get the second bomb load, that will help somewhat with this. And you want to spend some time getting good, and you will, as you progress in the game, you will begin to find, begin to memorize the map layouts and how to maximize your bomb drops. And that will help a good deal. If you have a friend that wants to guard you, there's an ample opportunity. However, you're going to find that a little more difficult than it should be. One of the guys in my squad managed to be, I was yelling for help. He's, well, I'm 15,000 feet away. Well, okay. And that happened continuously. By the end of the game, I was ready to chew nails in half. Primarily, this can be a fun aircraft, but right now it's not a rewarding aircraft. And it can absolutely flip sides for your team. but it's not something that you enjoy playing too much because it doesn't reward you very much. And that's one of the better scores that I made during the night. Okay, 25,000 was much more typical of the experience without any problem at all. It was very typical of the rewards. Well, nobody wants to play for that. I mean, and that's a high irritant. And you'll see that throughout the game. Now, getting the second bomb load is important. I went after the engines first, and I came to regret it. I wish I hadn't done it. I wish I had hung out for the second bomb load. And 2 drops will, change from getting 1 or 2 to 2 or 3. And in some cases, like the Archipelago, can lead to 4 in a single series of drops, which ain't too bad. But if the targets are more spread out in the bomb sites, you may find yourself with 1 and maybe 2, but more likely 1 because of the way they're spread out. And that means you have to spend much more time over the target than maybe you want to. Our AA is a particular problem for these aircraft because they are flying straight and they're not diving or climbing. They're just going straight and dropping their bombs. And that makes them a lovely target for AA guns. That is going to be a recurring theme throughout this, and you're going to lose the aircraft a lot to it. I'll reiterate this again later in the game, but I will tell you without a doubt, you're probably going to want to spend some money in the paint shop, get the reductions where you can, and take any camouflage measures that you can. I really feel like that's a more important use of your time and will keep you alive longer. And good day. Well, this is Stage 2 of the B-17G, Tier 6 American bomber, and famous to say the least. And I owe you guys 2 sections of historical comments, and they are coming. One for the KI-45 Tenra Dragon, and one for the B-17. So this is the second upgrade, and the big difference is that we have 2 drops of bombs, and each drop is 8 bombs. And I gotta tell you, it's a nice thing to have after having 1 bomb drop. And I have all sorts of targets here. I'm just going to do 1 bomb drop on this. So I didn't see the right lineup I wanted. And that's enough. Okay, we got 2 of them. The other guys got the other 2. I'm fine with that. Let's move on. Now, if you're too far away, then my suggestion is just drop the other bomb load, because it doesn't take that long to get them back. Or it hasn't until now. It's something I need to find out. Yeah, 80 seconds per bomb drop. Now I'm in no particular hurry here. We have the second engine upgrade up here, and you can tell by the speed. And one thing about the B-17 is it has much better able to take care of itself than its competitors, or its predecessor. Okay, let's see what we got here. And I want that, but I still have 24 seconds to go. Okay. It helps to not present a target longer than you have to. We're going to go ahead and speed up here a little bit, one, and then we're going to turn around and let them have it. And XP50 got me. All right. Let's head right back into it. We're done. We've done everything we can do. Alright, we're going to head on straight on out. I see people around me. I do not like people around me. We're going to do a number of things here. One of them is get ourselves turned around. I can put multiple machine guns on him.
Be advised, a line of thunderstorms is approaching. We'll soon be unable to provide support. Do you copy? Over.
And we should be on track here. To get bombs back, and I can make another run, which is always a good thing. Let's try our track now.
Victory is in sight. Keep it up.
Okay, I really want to drop my bombs
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed.
here.
Return into base.
here. All but one this. Let's hope we can hold on to it. That should be it.
Victory is over. We're waiting for your return.
Okay. 3 ground targets destroyed, 28,446 damage. Came in about 6. See what we can do on upgrades here, since there are some to be done. Yeah, it looks like I'll have to do this again. Anything that improves your... And what you're getting here, by the way, is a better field of fire. So let's get back to battle, see what we can do. The second bomb drop is wonderful. Instead of taking out one target, you're taking out 2 and sometimes 3. And that's a nice deal, depending on how the targets are laid out.
Attention! You are entering the combat zone. Get ready for battle. Good luck.
Alright, we'll take a look at the map. Looks like the run's going to be north-south.
You are approaching the front line. Off we go. Stay alert, pilots. Large enemy force spotted over the airfield.
Alright, we'll do the first bomb drop. trust the second. I'll make the dreaded second pass, but looks like I don't need to. Let's just move on. Might as well not make it easy. Alright, that's a nice line. Well, was a nice lineup. So you got a target here we can hit. It's not destroyed. We're going to just move on. That's all we can do. Nice if I hit the right key. Looks like we have an incoming target. Let's go ahead and give him hell. And let's see, he is still out there, isn't he? Okay. Waiting for our bombs to come in, which will not be long. Here they are. Drop them just to drop them here. The idea being anything I do to lessen anti-aircraft will be just fine. Alright, we're going to turn. Hopefully the anti-aircraft just chewed us up very, very well indeed, and we're going to move on. Out of the area. See where we can hit them next. Looks like, unfortunately, it's going to be the airfield. Let's get to the turret. rest now taken care of. So we're going to switch. I'm going to go to turret. Go to bombardment mode. Well, that's impressive. There's a lot of planes on my tail.
Way to go! Victory is close. You cannot leave the airfield in the enemy's hands.
Let's see where we're at. All right. I have great coffee this morning. See where the count is. Yeah, these guys have got to stay alive for a while. Almost got this one. There we go. Just hung on to that by our fingernails.
Back home.
All right, we killed 3 attackers. Dropped 16,900 points of damage. Killed 5 ground targets. Not terrible. Not great either. Let's see where we're sitting at. I was robbed. All right. When we finish these two, we'll be in the second tier. And the engine will finish it off. So we got a bit to go here. waiting for bombs. Which will be coming along shortly. Let's go ahead and speed up and turn around a little bit and not be such a good target. And we will get turned around. I hope we will survive a few more seconds to start dropping bombs. Second load off. Alright. Yes, that was irritating.
Stay alert, pilots. Large enemy force spotted over the airfield. You cannot leave the airfield in the enemy's hands.
Okay, so the only thing I can do to assist my team is attack the airfield. Bomb drops go. That one was rather irritating.
Victory is in sight. Keep it up.
Do what I can for my team, and let's see where I need to go next. No, I didn't kill him, but I did leave him in a position that he is darn well defenseless.
Receiving reports about rapidly deteriorating weather conditions.
He won't last
We'll
long.
be unable to reach you. Do you read me?
And sure enough, KI-45 took him out for us. Alright, we are rushing towards the last base to finish that off. Got a good rate of speed going here. And looks like we have an irritant. Have some gunfire irritant. We give you several turrets worth of it.
Unable to proceed. Return to base.
Alright, let's get back to where we need to be.
Great job today. We'll be waiting for you back home.
Okay, 5 ground targets destroyed, 20,000 points of damage. Assistance in destroying 2 ground targets and 1 enemy aircraft. And we actually did destroy 1 enemy aircraft. Air defense aircraft. So here we are on the upgrades. Alright. Along with the GA aircraft, I find that the reward for flying bombers is very low. Bit of an irritant. I found that with GA, that you really, until you got to tier 9 and 10, that the rewards are very low for what you were putting out.
Attention. You are entering the zone controlled by the enemy.
Alright, I am going to go with the topmost northernmost base here. And that is the preferred target right down there. Let's go ahead and get a drop. And position ourselves to take out the soft target up here. Alright. 1 rocket base delivered. Let's go ahead and finish dropping. You see it not coming up to play. Don't have any bombs, buddy. Can't contribute yet. Go ahead and we will wiggle around a little bit. Try not to be such a target for AA.
We have complete control of the sky.
And we will come in on, and we have everything. Okay. The point now is to survive if we can and get out of the area of temptation. And wait till we're needed next. That guy must be down there really low. I'm not seeing him at all. There he is. What I'm doing is waiting for the first base to flip. And keeping an eye on enemy aircraft.
Way to go! Victory is close.
And we have a BF-110. Whether he's going to come close enough to engage is another matter. This looks to be over in just a minute or two.
We're waiting for your return.
This could get rather irritating, gentlemen. And we need to get to it. Oh, isn't that a lovely sight? Did some damage on that one. Alright, let's get to climbing again. And we get turned around. Didn't take a lot of AA damage, which is lovely. Let's see. We can't help you out here in Serbia, but he can help in 3 turrets worth of damage. Alright, this was fun, but we're here to destroy targets, and we have one right there we can go after. A little cleanup for you. Not the cleanest drop in history, but it was enough.
The enemy is trying to capture the plant. Don't let them do it.
All right. Okay, we got plenty of time. Let's go ahead and drop the bombs and get a new load. Hope the fishes will forgive me. And we'll go up to 15 degrees angle of attack on the wings. And start easing down. We have a P-38F. It just got destroyed. And we only have one more area to go after, so we will change and get after it. You know, you got a ball turret down here. You'd think. And I want to come at this lengthwise down the runway.
Hang in there. You'll soon be cut off from support. I say again, support will not be available.
Well,
Keep it up. Victory is almost ours.
give what they give you, I guess.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Returning to base. Do you copy?
Looks like we've got this all but one in any case.
We're waiting for your return.
That is awfully poor pickings. All right. And we have now reached the mid-grade and one upgrade to go to full upgrade. I do confess some curiosity to this. Well, that'll be a nasty little package. Okay. All right, folks, that is going to wrap it up for today. My tolerance for getting beat up in a bomber and getting next to nothing for the effort has been exhausted, as you may imagine. This thing can deliver the goods. The things that I would probably recommend are in pilot skills. I would go with, let's see what they have here. You're going to want protection expert. That much. At what point you get it is another story. Yeah, I would say protection expert. And that might be worth getting. Resilience. The aircraft is not fast enough to get anything from Engine Guru. So everything else that you get in this, I would think, would be towards protection. And you and the paint shop are probably going to be best friends with this aircraft. No matter what you get, I think you have to go to Universal because you have no control over the maps. But I would recommend a paint scheme. I have no intention of getting rid of this plane, given its significance to the history of World War II and the history of the United States Air Force. So what you see is what I'm going to stay with. But the payout for doing this from World of War games and World of War planes, excuse me, is poor. Very poor. And you're asking an awful lot of your pilots to get up here and get shot down and get very little for it. And I'm going to ask that you reconsider the way that you enumerate players for being dedicated enough to fly these. The plane is fine. I like what they do with it. I'm not so sure that they're doing a lot to make it worth the player's time, however. All right, that's going to wrap this one up. Do appreciate you. Please remember to like the video, to subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.